Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast.
Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Abhishek Vanamali. Abhishek Vanamali is an Enterprise IT World CMO of the Year 2020 with 22 years of technology, marketing, and partnerships experience. Vanamali has experience working in cloud technology marketing since 2009. He also has expertise in brand marketing, advertising, product marketing, performance, and strategic marketing. Vanamali is a passionate, inspiring, and creative leader of large, diverse teams. He is MIT trained in marketing analytics, an innovator and self-starter, and an amateur programmer. Well, good afternoon, Abhishek. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Brian.
You bet. So excited to have you on, and you're doing a lot of exciting things, and you had some great news that came out today. So we're going to talk about you, your company, your story, so we can turn around and share it with our global audience. So Abhishek, let's just jump right into these questions. You've got quite the career in tech and marketing as a marketing director, and now you're the chief marketing officer and head of partnerships at Zensar Technologies. Could you share with our audience the secret to your career growth and what inspires you?
The secret is simple, Brian. It's not really a secret, right? And you probably will agree with me. I think if one does what one loves, it's no longer a job, right? Mm-hmm. If your passion is your job, then success is almost guaranteed. For me, since I was a child, I found myself attracted towards the creative arts, like less of science, more of arts, right? Even though I trained myself to be an engineer, I was always, I always found my calling in words and images and in articulating new ideas in creative ways. So I always wanted to do that, right? So, for me, marketing just automatically became a career path. And because it was my passion, I was good at it, right? I found myself wanting to learn new things. So that's the thing, right? The moment your job is your passion, you want to improve yourself in that, right? Because you're genuinely interested in this, right? You keep learning new things. You talk to more people who think like you. All my friends are in marketing, right? So basically, this is what I've surrounded myself. And I think the secret of my career growth has just been that I've always pushed myself to learn more, never just resting on my laurels, always learning more new skills. When digital marketing became big, I learned about that. When now it's all about a platform, it's all about social media. Now I'm learning about that. We just launched a brand, and I guess we'll talk about that as well. So yeah, the secret is the fact that I love my job and it's my passion.
I love that, and there's so much to be said about that. We've talked with several hundred guests now on the show, Abhishek, and we've talked about that passion, the curiosity, the learning, the continued journey, and as it's been said before, your progress or your growth equals happiness. And I think that's where people can sustain this type of longevity with that type of energy. So thank you. And so, Abhishek, we're going to talk about the pandemic a little bit, right? Starting to lift, and, it's been challenging, but we did do the silver lining is we did do a lot of innovation this last 16 months. But what are your plans for business growth going forward? And will it be any different than the last 16 months?
That's a great question. Life for us marketeers has changed in the past 16 months. I think some of that normalcy, attending events, meeting our customers in person, all that's going to start again slowly, right? It had literally stopped. And all our money was then pushed towards digital marketing, towards thought leadership, towards basically building online presence and online brand, right? So that was a big sort of unlearning and relearning that my company had to do in terms of how do we build a brand, how do we sell when we can't meet our customers, right? So we did lots of virtual events and virtual webinars, which we used to do before, but we were now more heavily reliant on them. So my marketing mix changed. For my company as well, right? A lot of our customers started feeling the pinch of the pandemic. Some of them did, some of them did. So they, stop projects. Our revenue stream is dependent on the kind of projects we do for our customers. And our customers, stop some projects, saying that, hey, you know what, there's too much pressure on us. Why don't we look at restarting a relationship in a few months or something like that, right? Those relationships are starting again. But what's interesting this time, Brian, is that the focus of our customers has shifted slightly. Before the pandemic, they were more about running the business kind of work, right? How can I maximize my efficiency? How can I save costs? How can I, how can I make sure I'm extracting maximum productivity from my employees, stuff like that. Now it's more about, hey, how do I become more resilient? How do I be better prepared when the next pandemic comes along? I think people's safety net has broken, right? They're no longer under the illusion that things are not going to change. So a lot of our customers come to us to see how we can help them get ready for an uncertain future, right? And this kind of business is what we now is the new phase of digital transformation, right? It's an overly used term, but now the meaning of digital transformation is changing. It's about more, how can we be more resilient in the long term? How can we react to market shifts faster? It's all about velocity and agility and resilience. And I think our messaging to the market is going to change as well. So that's the change we feel that's going to happen over the next few months and even a few years.
Thank you for sharing that. And you're absolutely right. This shift and even definitions are changing by the day. You talked about digital transformation. So I do appreciate the share on that, Abhishek. So Abhishek, let's jump into the technology piece of it here. We're a technology publication. You're obviously leveraging some new and emerging technologies within your tech stack, right? But is there something you might be able to share with our audience today?
Yeah, absolutely. So, at the very base, the base of our operations, if you will, is CRM, right? It is our Salesforce.com instance. I mean, our sales team and our marketing teams, the whole pipeline, right? How a lead flows from a campaign all the way to an opportunity. All that stuff is managed by a Salesforce.com, and on the top end we have the marketing cloud as well, right? So to Marketing Cloud and Sales Cloud together, it's sort of the entire flow of a lead from when we run a campaign all the way to when it becomes, when we close business. That's at the foundation. But we realized that what we need is a little bit more intelligence, right? Over the past, I think, few months, because a lot of traffic, interest traffic, if you will, happened online, right? Everybody was looking at stuff online. We realized the value of what we call intent data. So we first, because we're a small company, our budget is limited. So we first started playing with third-party intent data, which basically means, companies who look at third-party databases about what kind of keywords people are searching for, and then guide us in that direction, right? That you should contact these guys because these guys seem to be interested in cloud, for example. And that helps us target our campaigns better, improve our hit ratio, if you will. And now we are looking at first-party intent. Okay, and this is pretty cool, right? This is and how they do that while maintaining confidentiality is a different topic altogether. But they do that, and what we get is a very clear indication about what our must-win accounts, for example, are looking at. Do they want to? Are they suddenly? Is there increased chatter in company X about buying CRM software? Then we can go and pitch them CRM. We can run a campaign on them, right? Going forward, Brian, a lot of my campaigns, and this is the direction to my team as well. The age of spray and pray email campaigns is over. We're going to be attacking our must-win accounts with surgical precision, and we're going to use all the technology and all the insight that these technologies can provide us to make our campaigns more effective and give us more bang for the buck. If this means I move the money that I used to spend on large-scale campaigns to one of these first-party intent tools, which are quite expensive, by the way, so be it. But I think that's a better way to do marketing. I think it's also more respectful to people, where people get to see messages that they want, and they're just not being bombarded by random messages. So I think it's a win-win for everyone. And that's the direction we want to go. And that's where my technology spend is going to go over the next few months.
That's amazing. And Abhishek, you're absolutely right. We're focused more now on leveraging artificial intelligence, machine learning, so we can be more effective with not only our dollar spend, but targeting those people that and consumers that are truly looking for your product or service, and not, like you mentioned earlier, the spray and pray method, right? Which was the old way. So thank you for sharing that. And I think it's an exciting time for us. So Abhishek, last question. Okay. This is exciting about Zensar, right? You had some announcements, but I know Zensar is announcing their brand new initiative. Can you tell me more about that? And why would a company who is 20 years old now choose to undergo a major brand update?
That's a great question, right? And and I think the fact that we had the same brand for 20 years is reason enough. Well, one shouldn't change the brand just because it's old. Sometimes brands are timeless, right? Good brands are timeless, I believe. I don't believe Apple needs to change its brand anytime soon. It's a timeless brand, and it's a very long-lasting brand. Sometimes what happens is if you don't nurture a brand, Brian, it falls out of step with the times, especially in the tech industry. When we launched the last brand in 2002, I believe, 19 years, it was fresh. Okay, Zensar, came onto the scene. Y2K had just, the Y2K boom had just started. We were getting a lot of customers for plain vanilla IT services. That's when IT outsourcing had just started. And our brand really amped up our Indian heritage. We're an India headquartered company. It worked then, right? We got a lot of good clients at that point. We grew pretty fast. Now, we are in a much more global world, all right? 30% of our employees now actually work out of India. Right, they work out of customer centers here in the US, in the UK, in Poland, in South Africa, in Mexico. Right, we're a global company now, no longer based out of India. Right, the CEO sits in the US. I'm here in the US as well. So we're a global company. That's one. Second, our employees are increasingly Gen Z. And if you ask me, what was my primary target audience for this new brand? Was it my customers or was it the employees of Zensar? I would say it was the employees of Zensar. It's a controversial statement, right? But I'll stand by it. Because at the end of the day, my company is only as good as how motivated and how amazingly talented our employees are. We are a services company. We are all about our employees, about our people. So we realized that our employees did not connect with our brand anymore. They didn't understand what we stood for. What we stood for in 2002 wasn't relevant anymore. So we realized that we have to, while retaining our core principles, our core values, people centricity, customer centricity, stuff like that, right? Which is very core and dear to us. We'll have to repackage and reimagine, right? Just think about the same song, but with slightly different words, same tune, but the words are different, right? And that's what we did. So we're happy to share that today we launched a new brand. It was not an easy effort to dismantle a 2-decade-old brand with a lot of stakeholders who've poured their blood and sweat and tears into that old brand, right? It took us 18 months to create this, and that's how much time it can take to create a good brand. And we're very proud of what we did, Brian, today. And this is a new future for us. The start of a new future for us and all 10,000 of our employees. And we're very excited.
That's amazing. And you've shared the big why behind it. And that's going to resonate with not only your employees and your consumers, but it'll definitely resonate with everybody on this show. I know it will. So I appreciate the share on that. And that's super, super exciting. And I want to wish you continued success for sure. And Abhishek, it was a pleasure having you on today. And I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here, Brian.
Bye for now.